Alright, welcome back to another Stormgate cast. I'm Algorithmore, and this is a game between Grandpa Bezos, aka Roflmeister, and you. And in this game, Grandpa Bezos will be playing the Blue Vanguard, and you will be playing the Red Celestial. And these games, or this game, is the first game of a best of three that was played out during the Gobling Cluckfest 3 Tokyo Drift last week, and this game was played in the round of 24, which is the preliminary round before the full tournament to determine the seeds in the round of the 16. And so far we see you opening with an expansion, grabbing this mine over here. Probably thinking it's a little better defended, or more easily defended, I should say. And we have the little scouting dog from Roflmeister here, or Grandpa Bezos, just trying to keep an eye on what's going on. And we have a second dog coming across the map, and it looks like now a third dog coming out of this barracks for Roflmeister. A little bit of early dog play here, and it looks like anticipating this creeping strategy, a creeping strategy that's certainly been in the meta for a while. He's wanting to steal some of these creeps. However, in this new patch, the Sovereign's Watch, the laser beam that's coming out of the Arc ship, it now will prioritize its targets on enemy units over creeps, meaning that we saw one dog go down. When those dogs come in to try and interfere with the creeping, the Sovereign's Watch will retarget on them, making it a little bit harder for them to make that sort of annoying creep stealing play that was very common in the last patch. We now have two Argents out of this creation chamber. It's overcharged, producing things faster. These dogs just running back and forth and getting the last kill. It looks like they're stealing one with the three dogs there, making it a little easier. And again, the only real problem there came from the Sovereign's Watch. The Argents had to be micro to target the dogs, and they were focused. It looks like we've got a third base coming down now from you, which is a pretty standard expansion pattern for early Celestials. Whereas back home for Grandpa Bezos, we have two mech bays going down, and we've salvaged our barracks. That's a pretty strong indication that this game is going to be a mech-based game, and sure enough, we see our first hedgehog coming out. So those initial dogs, which seem to be doing some creeping over here, are all the units we're going to see out of a barracks, at least for now. That dog saying, please let me fight. And with a little... Oh, still having a little trouble. What's going on with that dog? I'm not sure. But yeah, with the barracks salvage, we probably won't see too many more dogs. And all these weak dogs, of course, being healed up by the healing, the sweet juices of the healing tower. And we've got some hedgehogs still being produced out of those mech bays. While it looks like for you, we now have a Guardian Nexus going down, which of course is going to allow for some upgrades. And as well allow for building the Kree unit if that's a tech that you want to try. Although so far focus on these Argents and doing a pretty good job of creeping these. Using that power bank up on the high ground to keep his units powered up. Of course, for Argents, that means they're going to do additional damage. They seem a little bit weak. Some people say they like have water guns when they're not powered up. And I can agree, they seem a little bit underwhelming if they don't have power. Now these dogs plus these hogs have now cleared up the speed camp. And we have both of them cleaning up the speed camp right about the same time. But this this composition from Roflmeister here is actually a nice speedy composition, and now we see these Argents coming in. They're gonna, yes, target down some of the dogs, actually getting the last kill there. These hedgehogs doing pretty good against these Argents, with the dogs sort of tanking up front. Now these Argents are running around kiting, and they've now run out of power, so they're now shooting on that lower power. But they've managed to take out most of the dogs, and retreating home, they were able to fire off the Sovereign's Watch, but these hedgehogs head into the natural and try and take out the collection array, or rather almost, but another Sovereign's Watch going down. These Argents up under the high ground, that collection array goes down, but these hedgehogs have overextended themselves And one has already gone down, but the rest of them with that speedy movement are able to get away. We now have 5 hedgehogs. Of course, all the dogs have been lost. And as I mentioned, with no barracks, there will be none added. We're still on 1 base out of Roflmeister here. I think he's hoping to maybe finish it off with some aggression, although the Argent force here from you is getting pretty large, especially since he's been working on 3 bases instead of Roflmeister's 1. A little bit of harass there, gets chased away by another Sovereign's Watch, and the Argent Ball staying in a defensive position. We have a collection array going down on this natural, and the Hedgehogs retreating. 2 more hogs out of the mech base. And again, still no additional tech added by you, or added by Grandpa Basil / Roflmeister. You also haven't, oh yes, has now added some free. They are not yet upgraded, but I imagine, yeah, we've got upgrades on the Argents. And these Hedgehogs, I think, are going to have a hard fight against this Argent and Kree army. Although more and more Hedgehogs keep being added. They're trying to steal this speed cap now. When you have a speedy unit like this, they benefit even more from the speed cap, and they just allow them to sort of zip around. And we see now with these Argents and Kree out of position, the Hedgehogs are able to get into this 3rd base, and they're targeting down the creation chamber. They get the creation chamber, and now it looks like they're going to engage the units. They're going to try and get some kills, kiting with that speedy movement speed, but the Argents with their powerful attacks are being able to chase them away. And it looks like, oh, a nice micro there to get the healing cabbage. More Hedgehogs come out, hoping that these Argents are powered down, but there are still some Argents in the back with full power. And these Argents are just chasing the Hedgehogs right across the map. The Hedgehogs trying to get that speed boost, and they do. And again, still being pushed away, now deciding to engage, trying to get a concave on those Argents, but there are just too many Argents and they get chased away again. 2 more reinforcing Hedgehogs being added here. And now we've got that roll-up upgrade for the Kree. So they now roll around. I believe that gives them additional armor when they're moving, and I think it also speeds them up. So we've got the Kree and the Argents now moving across, saying, all right, let's see if we can find this Hedgehog ball and engage it. So far, the Hedgehog's still good micro from Grandpa Bezos. And now we've got the Argents. Oh, 3 more Hedgehogs going down. This battle, they're trying to focus fire the Argents, but the Argents, there's just too much firepower from them. And they're able to take out so many. 2 Hedgehogs, I think, misrallied here. Or maybe trying to get some harass in, but they've come to join the ball. Kree's coming in from the back for a little bit of a surround or flank. And now these Hedgehogs have to maneuver past the Argents, taking so many shots from the Argents. More Hedgehogs going down. And now Purify from you to repower up those Argents. And again, we're seeing them almost up at full power after sitting in that sweet purifying ray. These Hedgehogs, again, still 1 base out of Grandpa Bezos, and I think this is probably not a good idea now. With 3 bases from you for this long, he's just going to be able to outproduce. We're going to need to see an expansion very soon if Grandpa Bezos is going to be able to make up this, this sort of deficit that he's found himself in. We keep seeing more Kree. We now see a Cabal, one of my favorite celestial units, added to this mix. Has a couple of cool spells in there, able to slow down units, also able to lift them into the air or bring them to the ground, and also having another spell, Mind Control, that I have not yet seen in sort of high-level competitive play, but I can't wait until they find a way to balance that so we can start seeing Celestials grabbing some Magmadons and some of these other units and bringing them into their army, something I just think would be a lot of fun. Now these Hedgehogs, the ball keeps growing, but again, on this 1 base play, the only thing that he's now added a barracks. Okay, maybe he's thinking of changing up his comp a little bit, but also just adding some supply there. Now creeping this vision camp, and where is the army? Yeah, here's the army. For you, sitting in the healing camp after doing a little creeping, trying to heal up. We got a lot of power on these units. Those Cabals could have a little bit more power on them. A couple Kree just trying to go up and maybe capture. But, oh, look at that one thing. I'm brave enough to do it. Even when I'm self-destructing, I will try and capture. And now trying to get on top of the speed camp, but these hedgehogs are coming in the back, trying to get a little harassed. We've got a whole bunch of those cabals right at the front there. They are spellcaster units, but if they can cast the slow on those hedgehogs, the hedgehogs are not going to be able to zip away. And now we see a couple of those slows going down. Sure enough, 3 hedgehogs slowed. The Kree getting on top of them with some surrounds, and the hedgehogs being chased away. Those cabals in the back now running low on power. Not able to continue to put the slows down. That slow power has been nerfed in the most recent patch, which was very, I think, well-intentioned, or the reason behind it were very good, which is it used to slow you for 40 seconds, which in this game, or in any RTS game, is basically an eternity. And it would slow... Oh, and there we have a GG out of roflmeister. Alright, thanks a lot for watching this game, and stay tuned for Game 2 from these two.